Why are we so unkind to those we love? Lucy Pattinson will be interviewing Adina Stoian for the Quantum Questions podcast. Lucy is the co-founder of the Quantum Questions and part of the team running the Who Am I series. She's also been a breath coach for over 30 years, leading seminars and running a private practice. Adina Stoian is a teacher with 30 years experience in yoga, meditation and esoteric enquiry, with a vast experience in working with spiritual knowledge through courses, seminars and workshops all over the world. Through her work and personal practice, she explores human existence and spiritual transformation.
Welcome all the listeners to the Quantum Questions podcast. I'm delighted to have Adina Stoian back with us again. This is for the third time. And today I am going to be asking her the question of why are people so unkind, in particular to those that we love? To me, this is a mystery, an anomaly, doesn't really make sense. And I would love to hear from you with your wisdom why you think this is, because people on the whole are actually quite kind, I think. It just seems to be the more we love someone, we get triggered. And they say if you want to see how enlightened you are, stay with your family, for example. So I would love to hear what you have to say on this subject, Adina.
Hello, everybody, and thank you very much for having me again. Third time is the lucky one, so that's the subject. About this with kindness and being sweet and considerate with the others or with the beloved ones, I would have a very complex answer. First of all, the very beginning of the sentence, why people are unkind. And when people are unkind, it is leading us to the question, what is kindness? Because many times we are misled or we misinterpret kindness with politeness. Normally we are educated, and if our parents and kindergarten teachers did a good job, then we would be polite. And if, let's say, our parents were even having more principles, we would be polite and considerate, a step forward. We would manifest kindness out of politeness, but not out of the awakening of the heart. And if we make this difference, we have to talk at least a little bit about what is kindness. And kindness, we can truly call it a virtue of an awakened soul. Kindness is a godly attribute above everything else, meaning it is a universal energy that is present in the entire manifestation and is not produced by us. It's not something that we manifest. It is we tune in with the kindness. And therefore, through our awakened heart, kindness will just flow because we are open to it. And we love, let's say, to manifest it. We allow that energy. We enjoy that energy. We kind of let ourselves be nurtured by that energy. And therefore, this will give a very quick answer to your question. People are unkind when their heart is closed, and therefore this occult resonance, we can call it an occult because we don't know it. We just tune in sometimes due to favorable circumstances, or sometimes we are getting off the tuning. And in this way, we simply have the heart closed, and then whatever comes to a cold, sometimes cruel mind, sometimes an indifferent mind, sometimes a bored mind, sometimes a stressed mind, then we just express it. And then we can say mean or indifferent or cold, because coldness is unkindness. indifference is unkindness. Many times it was said that the opposite of love would be hatred, but it's not like that. The opposite of love is indifference. So in the same way, the opposite of kindness is not unkindness as such. The opposite of kindness would be the same indifference, just whatever comes due to circumstances. And the last part of your question, why sometimes we really manage to be the most cruel or disconsiderate with those whom we love the most, it is sometimes because of stress, I believe. Because when we go out, our personality, which is interested in keeping a self-image, wants to present as its best. Like me now, I put on mascara and lipstick and nice lights and everything, because I would like to, of course, be liked and be appreciated. And I would like to put myself in a nice position, so to speak. And many times we go out in society, or we go out to work, or we go to some of the friends, or to people whom our personality, our egos have some interest, trying to sell ourselves at our best. And then we come home. And of course, because we try to maintain a false image, we are tired. And then when we arrive home, where hopefully are those whom we love, that's why we have them home, and we just want to relax. And because we were not before, and also we are not now relaxed, in tune with the energy of kindness, we are simply just falling into, like, the mask falls off, and we are falling into the same coldness of the mind, because the heart is not open. And many times we even say, I just want to relax. Why are you asking me to be extra kind home? Which is like so, I don't know, mean above all, because of course we would like to manifest this kindness and love to those whom we love. And arriving here, I will go to the moment of falling in love, because that is a moment in which spontaneously we are in tune with the most beautiful and high frequencies of the universe, among which we call them in Christianity cardinal virtues, godly virtues: love and kindness and compassion and tenderness and consideration and spontaneous help. And when we are in love freshly with someone, it's not at all difficult to be all the time kind. We are like feeding ourselves with that kindness. We feel happy because of doing services and gestures of kindness to each other, and even a glance, even a little touch on the shoulder, a little gesture. Let me hold you this for you. Let me open the door. Let me put you a chair. Do you want a glass of water? You just arrived home. Let me nourish you with my love. Will let the kindness flow, because the condition of having the heart open is fulfilled. So generally, as long as we truly do not shift inside from the dominion of the personality, let's not put it down to say ego and evil ego who takes over, but of a personality which is not refined from a yogic perspective, because I am talking from the perspective of the millenary tradition of yoga. As long as we are resuming our activity to the first three chakras, the instinctual and social chakra, and the personality chakra, the Manipura, the third one, then if we are well trained but exactly like well-trained animals in a circus, we can look kind without being kind. But when we truly, at least in a certain degree, awaken our hearts, then we will be kind because of being genuinely full of love and kindness. And in that way, we don't have to play kind. We don't have to pretend. It will not be an effort and it will not be difficult. It will just flow through itself. And that's why I gave the example of being in love. When we are in love, the heart is open. The most easy is to just be kind. You live to be kind to the other and to show this love through all gestures. But then when you fall down into your interests, into your petty motivations, into your personality little issues there, then heart closes down and then we are unkind.
It's so wonderful having you here, Adina. I mean, what you've said, actually, we could end the podcast here because you've covered the most interesting area and just so beautiful. And to differentiate initially, as you said, between politeness and kindness. And that is a huge difference, isn't it? The place it comes from.
Absolutely. I don't want to put down the virtue of being polite. Like, it is something that can be trained and achieved maybe easily than the awakening of the heart as such. And it is a matter of good education. It is a matter of manner. Like, whom am I talking with? A British woman here. You are the epitome of good manners there. Not maybe kindness, not coming from that place, but still you are recognized all over the world of the finesse of your manners. That's a step. It is as if you have the personality well polished. It is nicer to meet someone with a polished personality, which has a culture behind, which has this common sense awakened, the spirit of interacting and communicating with the others, like trained in a way, than to meet someone with an unpolished manners who is also rude in speaking and in behavior. But it's an intermediary step. So I don't want to say politeness is not good. Be extra polite with everyone and add the love there. When adding love, just for admitting and recognizing inside, and this is a practical element, it can be the exercise. And I didn't invent it. I study about it in the Oriental spiritual tradition. If you would consider that everyone whom you meet potentially in another life was your mother, father, child, husband, a beloved person, you would open your eyes and embrace that person with an extra kindness. And with good manners and extra kindness, everything is like bringing the true kindness revolution, as I like to call it, because I wanted to also say that this subject of kindness and goodness as such is very, very dear to me. And some years back, with some groups of women, we initiated what we call it a kindness revolution, meaning we wanted truly to treat everyone, and especially strangers, because luckily those whom we love, we tend to be kind, but especially those who you don't have to. Just treat everyone with an extra kindness. And we were having little competitions with ourselves. How can we do it? And we became very polite and kind while driving. All of a sudden, everybody was just giving way to everybody else. We were opening the doors for all ladies, young or old. We were just offering extra, sweets, having all the time something like treats with us. Whenever you would see a child, just like invite. And it was a very sweet period. And we based this kindness revolution actually on the spiritual yogic background, that what goes around comes back, always comes around. And therefore, in the moment, in the garden of your soul, you would cultivate kindness, kindness, kindness all the time, definitely comes back. And we wanted actually to shift this perspective. And of course, now when we are also locked down, as you said in the beginning, try to see the level of your character when you are in lockdown with the same people for months and months. Then it is a spiritual journey somehow, is like one of the easiest way to train yourself.
Yeah. Yeah, because it's quite ironic, really. You say that it's the kindness comes from an awakening of the heart, and those we love awaken our heart the most, really, don't they? And I'm not just talking about your beloved, your loved one, it's also your children, your parents, your siblings, your best friends. And yet that's where your heart just cannot stay open all the time, except I think towards your children it's different, but not both directions, but from the parent to the child, I think that does always stay open, really. But it's just so, I don't know, frustrating is not the right word, but the fact it cannot stay open unless you do lots of spiritual practices, I suppose, is that, and also practicing kindness, like you're saying, or maybe not practicing is not the right word, but by opening your heart to strangers more than it affects your relationship with your intimate people. Is that how it works?
I would call it practicing awareness is very important. And also appreciating the loved persons, somehow being aware that they are not the place where you have to throw your burden and to pour on their heads your stresses, but on the contrary, like a joint venture in sharing the best of you all the time. So I prefer what I learned. You were asking me my practice. I learned at least this: when I am not in a good place, let's call it like this, I'm stressed, and I observe myself, and I observe that it's difficult for me now to be kind when I'm so tired. I just want to go in my room, close the door. At least I communicate. And I say, look, I'm not in a best shape now. Give me until tomorrow, give me an hour, give me something, and I will come back to you. And therefore, the other one, whatever the other one is for me, a lover or a parent or a sibling or something, of course, because we love each other, always when knowing, we'll have the kindness to say, yes, yes, take your time. And can I help you with something? And therefore they are warned, and they will not take it personal that all of a sudden I'm gloomy or something. And then of course I go in my place and I practice, especially hatha yoga postures or pranayama exercises for breathing, for controlling the subtle breath, or meditation. And I focus the energies on the fourth chakra, and then I actually observe the heart is always there, just my tuning is not there. So then I fall back in place, and I learned a little patience with that, and I learned that it's wonderful to offer to the others as well. And I learned that sometimes the others who might be unkind, they are not as such because they are mean to me. They are just tired. They are just having their own issues there unsolved. And then many times I'm trying to see what they would like to receive. Because according to the languages of interaction, communication, and love, some they would like to receive privacy, like me. Advaitananda is like that. So when he's a little sharp, or as we say, a little harsh, I would just say, you need some time alone? Just say, and I'm going somewhere else. Or sometimes other friends, they are more tactile. So I say, can I offer you a massage? Can I just give you a hug? Can we talk? Or you want something to eat? Some they just need a better glycemia level to be able to see the life better. And then this is also consideration for the others, and also drop of wisdom. Don't take it so personal. So I learned to not take everything so personal. Ask 2-3 questions before. Did I do something wrong? Can I do something for you? And in 2 questions you find out, no, it's not you, it's a moment. I'm just tired, I had something in work, I had a heavy week, and things move on. So they speak about this when they speak about emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence is this intelligence of the heart, to realize that the emotions are actually not all coming from the same source. And then you distinguish, this emotion is because of you, triggered by this. This other emotion is because I didn't eat enough. This other emotion is because I am tired. This other emotion is because I am in that day of the month. And then I need to take care of the estrogen and progesterone and all these kind of things. So it's awareness above all. I love to repeat this. I will never get tired to repeat that it doesn't exist any spiritual path superior to awareness, to cultivate this awareness all the time. And together with this, you just add the ingredients you want. Kindness, sometimes firmness. Leave me alone now. It's the best for everybody if you see that you need that. Or sometimes even the capacity to say no to some things. Sometimes the capacity to surrender. Yes, give me a massage. Life will be better.
So what would you say are steps people can take, more steps than you've already said, to awaken kindness in general, not just to those we love? So you're saying about possibly doing some pranayama, some yoga exercises, and I think very much is about taking a breath, slowing down as well, and getting a bigger perspective, like what you're saying, because when I've been in relationships, you know, sometimes it's when someone comes home from work, like you're saying, they actually just need a bit of space, and it's not getting bogged down into things that aren't real, and you just need to step back. What are some other suggestions you've got for awakening kindness? On a deep level, really, is where we need it, don't we?
On a very deep level. Now you asked for it, you will get it. On a deepest level, I would say the best is if a person would meditate to assimilate directly this universal energy whose frequency of vibration never changes, which we call it the godly attribute of kindness. In our school, in Atman Federation, we are offering this initiation, and we have supported meditations in which thousands of people tune in with this energy. Once you get, so to speak, this initiation, you just sit down once in a while, periodically, the best every day, 15 minutes in the morning, for example, or when you come back from work, or when you are in between 2 activities, and closing the eyes, evoke moments of kindness. You know, I would even offer, and to me, when I presented this kindness revolution, there were a series of workshops and lectures. I was just Googling on YouTube acts of kindness. There are so many compilations with people doing acts of kindness to each other, especially towards strangers, towards street people. I was crying almost of kindness. So evoke to yourself, look at the movie with kindness things, this energy, until you feel it. It will awaken your heart. It will put a drop of, let's say, softness somehow. Even to some, it will bring tears of humanity somehow in your being. And then go over the facts, actual facts. It was because he said that, or she did that, or something. Go beyond, stay with that energy, and feel that no matter if the gesture was towards an old lady, or towards a newborn baby, or towards an animal, or between two animals. There were so many compilations with kindness in the animal world, like a dog feeding fish. It was, I remember a short video, something like that, very special manifestations in the so-called non-intelligent world of the animals. Stay with that energy and feel that no matter where it manifests, is the same. It has the same flavor, is the same. This, we call it this an attribute of the universe, let's know, of the creator, of the supreme consciousness, however we want to call it. And then just open your heart and intend to be like a sponge that gets imbibed with this energy of kindness. You can pick up a piece of music that awakens your heart, or you can ask someone, for example, with music that awakens the fourth chakra, special frequencies or so. Or without music, just stay with this frequency, with this energy for a while. And this would be like the straight way to amplify kindness. And then, as any other aptitude, let's say, we train muscle by using it. We train an aptitude of resonating with kindness by acting with kindness all the time and in awareness. Like, do everything with the background of a question. Can I be kinder now? Kinder is English?
Yeah.
More kind. Can I now be more kind? And then act accordingly. If you can be more kind in that moment towards, even towards yourself. Sometimes we forget to be kind towards ourselves. Sometimes you can be kinder to yourself by offering yourself a nap, or a glass of water, or a walk in the nature. And then act consciously towards that. That would be all the time. You don't need a yoga mat and yoga clothes to do it. And then, of course, join a yoga class. In our federation, the best. We have online yoga classes, and learn about the chakras, and learn about the fourth one, which is where we train kindness and compassion and everything that is beyond the instincts, the surviving instincts, reproductive instincts, and the instincts that I'm the navel of the universe. So when you are above that, you would actually feel this belonging to the mankind, and these virtues awakening in the heart. And then there are yoga postures. One of the most famous for whoever went to a yoga studio ever is the cobra position, that is enlarging actually the chest area and amplifying the energy there. Practice it if you know it, if you got the correct version and you know to practice. As long, 20 minutes, half an hour, with the attention in the chest, in the heart, and with the intention to feel that kindness. Evoke it in your mind through something that you observed or it happened to you. Go beyond the fact, stay with the energy, and let it blossom in the heart while in that position. That would be a yoga little technique. Pranayama, it's difficult to actually recommend it online because you need to be prepared for pranayama. Definitely, I would recommend something more simple. Walking in the nature and amplifying on a background of awareness the communion with the energies of nature, with the purity of nature, allowing yourself to feel the nature normally awakens the heart. Then you will feel kinder somehow, more kind. So I would say is how to start.
I love everything you're saying. It's like having this beautiful warm breeze, what you're saying. It's absolutely gorgeous. I mean, really, the whole point of this, in a way, is connecting, isn't it? It's about connection. And so kindness is a way that you step out of yourself into something greater. And I guess that's scary for some people to do that, which is why they shut down for some reason. Connecting is scary.
Opening up, I would say, is scary. Yes, it's true that, yeah, it is the same force center, this heart chakra, as it is known. It is manifesting both the energies of love and connection and expressing oneself and kindness as well and goodness. And probably if you have a difficult background, I don't know, something happened in the childhood, some traumas, or a family background that is heavy, or a lover that mistreated you or something, then you will tend to protect. And then in this way, consciously close up behind the wall of coldness or indifference or something. And you might feel vulnerable. But everybody can start with small things. Really, things, maybe it is scary to open to a man after some men hurt you, but open to some children, that's easy. It's like children are so pure
Or
somehow in the
pets.
beginning. Or pets, exactly. I was about to arrive there, that we can be kind with pets, with animals, and we will receive so much love back. And you can be kind somehow with your apartment plants, like just grow flowers around and create this communion. I'm just looking to my flowers here. And however you like them, like if you want them more spiky, get some cactus if that's your feeling, or get blooming flowers and take care of them. They would definitely will not hurt back ever. That's why I said walking in the nature, it's an easy way, because you don't need to actually talk to the trees or something, but you will feel the influence. We can be kind in any way, even through these gestures. Somebody's, I don't know, throwing something on the grass, and then you pick it and put it in the trash bin. It's a gesture of kindness. You are just kind for the nature, for the purity around, for the beauty, even for the one who needs to come after you and clean, all over. Like if you, now it's not the case, but in a restaurant, you could be kind when you order your food. You could manifest kindness in the end, just saying, I felt good and it's beautiful and I appreciate you for your work. And all this kind, all over, we can be kind.
And it
And that's a
feels so
deep
good.
kindness
I mean,
evolution.
it is crazy, isn't it? Because it feels so good to be kind. It's such a
Yes,
beautiful feeling.
it's immediately rewarding.
Yeah.
I mean, you are more happy than the one to which you pay compliments or to whom you express your kindness. That's the magic somehow. It makes you feel good instantly if you are aware of what you are doing.
Yeah, beautiful. I know exactly what you mean about watching those videos on Google, because I've done that too. And there was this wonderful man that used to go around in India to the sellers, like the street sellers, and he would buy up all their books, and they'd never sold their books in 30 years, the whole lot at once. But it wasn't just that. He would then find out their story, talk to them, find out who they were as a human being. Always made me cry, just so beautiful. And if
Yes.
he just bought the books, that wasn't enough. He had to connect with the person as a human being.
Yes. That might be scary. I got your point. And unfortunately, the more we slide, let's say like this, in this artificial intelligence era, I believe it would become difficult to really connect. People will imagine that they have friends just because they have followers on Facebook or something. Those are not friends. And it will be a lesson that we have to go through. It's this how to harmonize extra intelligent, brilliant minds that we produce nowadays with awakened hearts and see maybe a new kind of human being appearing.
Yeah, or the best of ourselves, maybe.
Yep.
Are you still doing the kindness revolution, Adina?
Actually, I am with myself, so to speak, because now you get the confession, you stir it up. Sometimes we could be unkind because we lack patience. I was looking to myself, observing many times myself, and being a combination of air sign, many planets in Gemini, as we spoke some time ago about astrology, and with ascendant in Sagittarius, I'm very speedy. I don't know the English term, when you are bursting into action and thinking along the way somehow, and sometimes answering too quick and not finding the most kind way to express the things. And I noticed that for some persons, very, I don't know, emotional persons and so on, I could look harsh. And I was given this feedback that even when you are speedy, or you want to, when you are in a rush, or when you have like a higher goal to attain, and then you are on the clock towards it, you should not forget the every little step along, and to still be kind along. Because I don't consider myself an unkind person, but I might neglect. I simply sometimes don't even see it because I'm so focused on something. And I believed for a while that I'm excused because, of course, my high horizon there requires my focus, and little things around don't matter. And this is how I apply kindness revolution to myself, to not allow myself to fall in this blindness of the every single step and what's happening around, and to have patience and to have really consideration for everything around, and still keep the eyes on the goal somehow, because that's also a good thing. And maybe this is something that the listener needs to hear, because I did consider myself kind, and I was surprised when others would say, "Oh, but you are so tough." And I said, "I am tough. I'm just direct." But they say, yeah, sometimes it's a little border between being too direct and being unkind, because you are not saying it in an extra considerate way somehow. And yes, I am doing that. I'm actually combining this godly attribute, this universal energy of kindness, with the one of goodness and patience. So the three of them are my favorite. And I alternate meditations with this, so that I am still efficient. I value efficiency. I value efficiency in short time. You know, efficiency is well done in short time, but well done in short time, and everyone around extra happy. That's like my new aspiration.
Wonderful. Thank you.
You're very welcome, Lucy. I believe we kind of cover it up for now with this how to cultivate kindness. And one last observation I have. to understand actually what we say when we say about these godly attributes, these universal energies. Basically, when people are unkind, is not because they choose to be mean on purpose. They actually forget to be kind, because unkindness or evil as such exists exactly like darkness when we don't open a light. You actually cannot amplify darkness. You don't have a switch for darkness and a switch for light in the room. You just have a switch for light in the room. And if you want to make more light, you put more bulbs, more lamps. But if you want to make more darkness, what you do is you cover the light. So basically, the existence of light, it is actually offering the possibility of the shadow to exist if you cover that light. And in the same way, you do not have those who are unkind, they don't resonate with unkindness, because unkindness doesn't exist. They just do not resonate enough with kindness. They don't have enough lamps in the heart. So put more lamps in the heart. That's like to get more kind. Automatically, unkindness will disappear. Exactly like the darkness disappears when you bring more light in a space, in the space of your heart. And that's why, eminently, in the end, all people are good. Just that some forget to resonate, with kindness and appear to be mean somehow. That's like my approach.
Amazing. Such pearls of wisdom. Really beautiful.
Thank you.
And it's awareness, isn't it, Adina? And it's anything we can do that can expand our awareness to remind ourselves to be kind.
Yes.
And you've given us many tips in this. So wonderful, wonderful.
I'm very happy for it. And I feel enriched myself, as always. And I embrace you and wish you all the best and hope that we'll see each other soon.
I hope so too. Bye-bye.
If you'd like to know more about the quantum questions, please go to the website www.thequantumquestions.com.